Walker, that's a no-win situation. We welcome everyone to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Yes, it has been raining a little bit here. And a look at Toomer's Corner and Auburn, Alabama, but we are ready to play the second and final game of the day from Auburn. The first game, what a shocker. How about this? The 4-seed Milwaukee beats the number 4 national seed Auburn. They got out to a 10-0 lead and won it 13-8. So the winner of this upcoming game is going to face Milwaukee in the winner's bracket tomorrow. Well, NC State is in Auburn, this Auburn Regional for the second consecutive season. And the added significance, 30-year head coach Elliott Avent retiring at the end of the season. Will the finish line for the legendary coach be this weekend, or maybe they can advance to a 7th Super Regional? In school history, they take on UCF. They're in the NCAA tournament for the second time in 3 seasons, and we're happy you stuck around with us here. The weather cooperating right now, along with Baltimore Orioles Hall of Famer Greg Olson. I am Mark Neely. Let's begin with Coach Avent. I mean, he really is one of the coaching legends in this sport.
He is. He's a great legend, great coach. 1,327 wins, 21st all-time in NCAA Division I, and he's just one of the all-time good guys. They
had an early exit in the ACC tournament. What can keep them going here in this NCAA tournament? Maybe it's Ty Head and some of those young bats. They've got some power.
Yeah, I mean, their offense is explosive, and you can see a little bit of it here. You got Ty Head, the only guy in ACC with 10 home runs, 20 stolen bases, and he has a couple guys leading up in front of him, Rhett Johnson, Luke Nixon. You might recognize Luke Nixon's dad, Trot Nixon, and flat out hit the top of this lineup.
So the bats of NC State taking on UCF, and UCF again finished 3rd in the Big 12 behind Kansas and West Virginia. They got some big bats of their own.
Yeah, they got some bats right here. Andrew Williamson with this sweet left-handed swing, batting in the 3-hole, 12 bombs. And then right in front of him is John Smith III. He's got 12 bombs as well. They're both hitting in the 320s. Very explosive offense from UCF.
Winner of this game again faces Milwaukee, and the loser faces the host team Auburn. UCF and NC State in the first pitch is straight ahead. All Big 12 second teamer Camden Wicker takes the ball for UCF.
Yeah, great breaking stuff. Fastball is going to be 88 to 93. Just electric stuff. Good idea of what he's doing on the mound. And if he's able to command that off speed and fastball command inside the zone, he's going to have a very good night.
At 6'7", 190 pounds, making his 16th start.
Yeah, we met him yesterday and had a nice little talk, and man, he towered over me, but changeup might be his go-to out pitch if he needs one. Had a really solid year at 5-3.
All right, we get going 2 hours tardy, but we are underway. Take a look at the NC State Wolfpack lineup, and right up top, Everett, better known as Rhett Johnson at the top of the order, hitting .392. Head batting in the 4-hole. Sherman Johnson's been battling an injury that occurred to his back just a couple of days ago. There's concern from Coach Avent that maybe he would be a scratch. That hasn't been the case as we know of for now, anyway, for Sherman Johnson. And that's a big bat in the lineup, so we'll see how long he can go. As NC State and UCF are 2 teams. You look at the litany of injuries that both these teams have faced, and it is a long one.
I think you did really well just glossing over that changeup that went behind Johnson. I was looking at you going, you're not going to say anything. That was pretty good.
Just got out of hand a little bit. 2-hour delay. I'm sure Cam Wicker's been ready to go a couple hours ago. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This is down, and it's a full count to start the game. Oh, Rhett Johnson. True freshman, second team All-ACC. And that monster first season in Raleigh. 3-2 pitch. And a game leadoff walk to Rhett Johnson.
Well, you said it. You know what? I mean, we had a 2-hour delay. And as a pitcher, you're kind of getting geared up. Your day is getting geared up for a 5 o'clock start. So, yeah, he didn't throw. They delayed the game enough that he was not on the mound throwing. But your mentality is like, now you're sitting around. So, might be a little loose for a little while to see how quick he can get it to click in. But you certainly don't want to walk Rhett Johnson with 14 stolen bases.
Quick check on him, and he slipped a little bit. Johnson kind of had to swim his way back to the bag. Ooh, yeah, we have the same reaction there.
The ruling on the field is safe at first base. UCF is challenging that ruling. The play is under further review.
6 pitches into the game, we have our first challenge. It comes from the Knights. Again, the call at first is out. Now, that angle we just showed you from the first base side opened the door for maybe this call being overturned, but it wasn't definite to overturn the call. Different angles may do that.
Right off the get-go, Johnson's left foot slips. He is trying to fight his way back at this point. Ends up getting a lot of air time. I haven't seen a headfirst dive back where somebody's that airborne. And he is just trying to push off with the one leg that's got traction. And I think that airborne act is going to cost him. He looks like he's out to me.
But is there enough to overturn the call on the field?
All right, this is the best look we got. And this is the one that got ooze out of me and Mark. There's a tag, I think, early. Looks pretty clear to me.
Now, my question would be, the hand where it comes down is kind of screened a little bit by first base? Because does he hit the front edge instead of the top of the base first?
Well,
but
after further review, the runner is out at second base. 2 challenges remaining for UCF.
So there was enough for them to see that and overturn the call. But again, our gut reaction watching it in real time was out.
Yeah, I think there was enough to overturn it. And right off the get-go, just that front left foot slides a little bit. He got an aggressive lead and a pretty nice pickoff move from a right-handed pitcher.
How long he was airborne there, it reminded me of vintage Pete Rose diving into a base.
Oh, getting that high off the ground. Yeah, that's a great call.
There's Luke Nixon's countdown, a ball and no strikes. Chopped towards the left side. Third baseman lets it drop through. Lodis throws high and safe at first base. Well, Crespo cut in front. Looked like he could have fielded the ball, but he let Lodis, who was charging it, field that. And a high throw, and probably was going to have an issue just trying to throw him out, period.
Well, I think with the angle that Crespo took on that ground ball, he recognized the fact that he was getting it too deep. He was not going to have a decent angle to come up and throw. So he was letting Lodis come in and take it on the charge. And it was a good move. I don't think either one of them would have gotten the speedy Nixon.
It is scored a base hit. So it gives Luke Nixon now a 14-game hitting streak. First pitch strike with Chris McHugh. McHugh, a junior from New York, began this season with a 16-game hitting streak. Nixon has 11 steals this year. Been caught 5 times. Hugh fouls it off the end of the bat. Well, I love that look. You can see Nixon. He was still kind of leaning back towards first base.
Yeah. Big lead, though.
Yes.
But he's trying to get another throw. He's trying to get a read on Wicker and his pickoff move. So good base runners will try to elicit a throw over, knowing all they're doing is diving back.
Got a little bit bigger of a lead. He had a one-way lead there, and that ball sliced down the right field side. That's going to drop in right near the chalk fair. Kick into foul territory before it's picked up by Williamson. It's going to wind up being 2 bases for McHugh, with Nixon going all the way to third. And NC State has something going here.
Well, this is just a good fastball up in the zone. It ties up McHugh, and he's strong enough and able enough to flip it over first base. Wasn't a bad pitch, just sometimes you look at it and you go, man, that's just a nice piece of hitting, staying inside that ball that's just coming inside and diving in on the hands.
15th two-base hit of the year for McHugh. The pickoff to begin the game looks even bigger now at this point.
Well, that's 1 run already in, because they weren't getting him at second base, I don't believe.
Lead-up hitter, Ty Head. First pitch up. Nixon at third, McHugh second base, 1 out here, just underway after a couple-hour delay. Head in an incredible sophomore year with 14 homers to lead the team. But he has that too. Great batting eye. He has walked 56 times this year.
That's unbelievable. Really is. You could see, recognized that changeup, stayed back, let it come.
Just to lift the hands up. We had a chance to talk to Ty yesterday as well. 3rd team All ACC this year. For making the All ACC freshman team last year. And he said, you know, the difference between me last year and this year is I've decided, you know, I've got to be a hard out. I'm not going to make it easy on pitchers this year.
And he has done a great job at that. 56 walks.
Pops it up on the infield. It's drifting into foul territory. Crespo chases it and just a step or so across the line in foul territory. Makes the catch. So Head fouls out, and that's second out of the inning. And now if you're UCF, you're thinking maybe we can get out of this unhurt.
Wow. I mean, you got a walk, a single, a double in that order, and you don't have any runs yet. And you got a chance to get out of this with no runs scored.
Shortstop Mikey Ryan steps in. Takes a first pitch strike. Louisiana native who played his true freshman year last year at LSU. Didn't play a lot, only appeared in 16 games with just 3 at-bats. Went 1 for 3 on the season, but you see the big numbers he's put up his first year as a full-time player with NC State. Slow tap. This is going to be a really tough play for Crespo, and all he can do is eat it. Playing deep at third. And for Ryan, an RBI is 33rd at plates Luke Nixon, and NC State will not come up empty here in the first. They get the game's first run.
Well, Crespo is about as deep as you can get at third base, and this is just a swinging bunt. Nice breaking ball down in the zone, and no chance of getting anybody. Wisely just eats it.
Playing well the last handful of games. Ryan knocks in the first run. This is Sherman Johnson, who suffered a back injury on a throw in their last practice at NC State before they made the trip here. Lower back issue. And just within the last 48 hours of this happening, he's very slowly improved enough. He is in the starting lineup. When we talked with Coach Avid yesterday, he was skeptical if Johnson was going to be able to play today, but he's in there.
Yeah, I mean, they were running bunt drills, and then the next thing they look up, and Sherman Johnson is laying flat on his stomach, and they had to carry him on and off the plane, on and off the bus. Coach Avant checked on him last night. Didn't think he was really going to go.
There goes the runner from first, and a sliding pickup there by Skinner. No chance Ryan takes second base. We get credit for his 12th steal.
I mean, he was a game time decision.
Yes.
They were waiting to see how he went through batting practice and infield drills to see if he was able to go. I was watching him during infield and seemed a little tentative, but he's out here now.
Well, talking with Coach Avent yesterday, he said, number one, Sherman's going to tell me regardless that he can play. Now, maybe he really can't, and I have to figure out if this is Coach Avent talking, if he can really play or not. And obviously, Coach Avent was convinced enough to put him in the lineup.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's got a close eye on this at bat and the first inning in the field. But he said he's got a lot of guys like that where he can't get them into the training room. And it's not that they don't need the help. It's that they're old school guys that don't want to be seen going into the training room to get help.
That is old school. 3-2 pitch coming to Sherman Johnson. That swing was a little awkward, and the way he kind of staggered out of the batter's box. All right. As you said, Coach Avent is watching closely here.
Yeah, okay, here's a swing, fastball in, nubs it down, and you can just see that stiffness, tightness, lower back, right in the middle of the lower back. And having had a little bit of that in my life, man, it is one of those where it's an ongoing, and you just hope at some point it just releases and loosens up.
Seventh pitch of the at-bat. Did he go? No. And Johnson walks to load the bases. So it's already been a 24-pitch inning now for Wicker.
Did he go, Mark?
He did not.
No, he did not.
Not even really that close.
No, it really wasn't. I think the UCF fans made it sound like he went.
Try to get out of this inning with just the one run now. That's going to merit a visit from the dugout. UCF team, basically 30 new players, lots of freshmen. It's a program that after making the NCAA tournament in 2024 and going to the Tallahassee Regional, didn't make even the Big 12 tournament last year. It was their first time not making it since going into the conference. So they didn't make the NCAA tournament last year. They were 9-21 in conference play in the Big 12 a year ago. This year they were 19-11, tied for third with Arizona State.
It's a solid team. It's been decimated by injuries on the pitching side. And that little mound visit was trying to get Wicker to settle in. His big jump from last year to this year has been mechanics, solidifying his mechanics and adding a cutter.
So head coach Rich Wallace now in season 3. Rich Wallace is a UCF guy through and through. Played and coached at UCF. His first year in 2024 as head coach was year 1 in the Big 12 for the Knights. Loaded up for Dalton Bargo. Good off speed pitch at 78. It already seems like a really big at bat in this game, Greg, because it's 1-0 now. I mean, UCF hasn't even come up to the plate yet, but it could be a really big inning here with one swing.
Yeah, Bargo's got some serious pop. You see the 7 home runs, okay, that's fine, but he's played at Tennessee for their national championship. He started out at Missouri. Big left-handed bat. And Wickers right now is attacking him with change-ups.
Well, that last pitch, which really started in on the left-handed hitter, almost caught the inside corner there.
Yeah, you get on the inside of the changeup just a little bit, create a screwball spin, and you can bring the ball back quite a bit.
Kept it down again. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 2 outs, almost 30 pitches now here from Cam Wicker.
Honestly, Mark, this would be a win for UCF if he gets out of this with just 1 run, 3 hits, 2 walks. That's not mathematically possible.
Little bit high, full count, and now No place to put him. Bases loaded here with 2 outs. Everybody off with the pitch. 3-2 to Dalton Bargo. Line left center field, racing in, playing it on a bounce. John Smith, and 2 runs are going to come in. McHugh and Ryan both score. 2-run single for Bargo gives him 30 RBIs on the season, and now it's a 3 spot put up by NC State in the first.
That's just a really nice piece of hitting. 3-2, you're sitting as a hitter, you're going, it's got to be a fastball. Wicker goes cutter away. Bargo stays back enough, laces it into left. And because it was a 3-2, 2 outs, the runner from second easily scores.
And second runner coming in, Mikey Ryan. The 3rd run of the inning. Breaking ball strike to Andrew Wiggins. Camden Wicker's last start was against Oklahoma State in the Big 12 tournament.
Mark, everything's just elevated from Wicker. So you're going, all right, yeah, the intensity of the moment, the game, the situation, you kind of get geared up, your heart rate's racing a little bit. And so we were just waiting for him to kind of settle in and start getting the balls down.
Just missed there, but again, a pitch that's up.
Yeah, that's a breaking ball, elevated. Everything he has thrown has been elevated. He is unable to get over that front side and get the ball down.
Down the left field side, long run into the corner for John Smith. He's still going and finally tracks it down right in the corner, right along the line. That ball went a long way down there to the 3:15 mark. But NC State scores 3 in the top of the first. Faces Milwaukee, loser faces Auburn. Losers bracket tomorrow. NC State 3 in the first. Here comes UCF. The Knights. Take a look at the starting lineup for head coach Rich Wallace. John Smith batting in that 2 spot. Second team All Big 12. A little bit of a slow start to the season for John Smith, but since he's been in there as a regular, he has taken off.
Yeah, took him a little while to get it going. Man, what a year he had. 328, 12 bombs, 49 RBI.
Said he pulled a hammy in preseason. That didn't help him out. Doing well now. What a season he has had. Facing on the mound for the Wolfpack. This is going to be interesting to watch Anderson Nance tonight.
Yeah, Nance has got a nice loose arm. Fastball is really good. It'll be 92 to 96. And when I asked the coach that, he kind of looked at me. He was like, yeah, we've seen a 98 before. But only his second start. That's the caveat, second start. He started against UNC back on 5/16, went 6 innings. So he is a little bit more stretched out than your normal reliever. He still looks like he's having fun, doesn't he?
He does. Coach Ament does. You know, I don't think I've ever seen the guy having a bad day. I'm sure they happen.
That was the funniest part. What are you going to do? He goes, I
I
don't have any hobbies.
I got no idea. We'll figure it out.
I don't play golf. I don't fish. He goes, I might walk around and do the neighbor's yards. He goes, you know, they're going to look at this old man thinking I'm kind of weird, but.
Tell you what, he still loves to talk baseball. We talked with him about, what, 45 minutes yesterday?
I'll give it about an hour.
An hour? Okay.
Yeah. Not that I was looking at my clock because it was too much fun.
It was. It was a blast to catch up with the legend. 30 seasons at NC State. Yalmez Ross, center fielder, leading off for the Knights. And spent a couple seasons at Florida State. freshman and sophomore years, combined 84 games in that 2-year span. It started 56 of them. Did he? Yes. Brady Smith down at third base as he went after it. Here's John Smith. Turn it back around. Talk about somebody, John Smith, that's soft-spoken. He is low-key off the field. Now, he ain't that way on the field. His bat speaks loudly.
Yeah, super nice kid, great to talk to. He's raw coming out of JUCO. He really has put it together this year.
Yamez Ross leading off bottom of the first for UCF. NC State scored 3 in the top half. Yeah, hits by Ryan and Bargo. Getting the chase away. Anderson Nance sees it go to a full count. You mentioned Nance, just his second start of the season, just his 3rd career start in college. He had 1 last year. His true freshman year. His all ACC freshman team. It is a towering pop fly twisting back. It's going to wind up on the roof. Next, giving it a look.
Talking about Nance, just low-key energy out on the mound, solid mechanics, gets into a quick leg kick. I talked about that fastball. It's just slow, easy leg kick, and then he comes up, and it's just loud noise coming at you.
Full count on Ross. Ward swung right back up the middle and into center field. Ross leads off the bottom of the first with a nice base hit.
Just a great piece of hitting. Fastball elevated at 95, and he's able to get that bat up on plane. Just textbook, right back up the box. Look where he's at in the batter's box. He's up in the middle. He's challenging that 95 up in the middle of the batter's box.
And an exit velo of over 100 miles an hour, 102.
I mean, if I saw that in the big leagues, I am busting you fastballs in because you're trying to catch my breaking stuff before it really gets down to the bottom of the zone.
Here is John Smith, the third. Offers it the first pitch, strike one. Spent last year at South Alabama. Before that was at Pensacola State Junior College for a couple of years. Florida native. (16 steals and 18 tries for Ross. Those are team highs. Coach Wallace, his Knights team in their second NCAA tournament in 3 years. The ball's blistered down the left field side, but it goes foul. Oh, man, you know what it's turned into? Well, I shouldn't say it's turned into. It's been a pretty nice day all day.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. Pulling 2 strikes on Smith.
That's a great take. I don't know where it missed, but that's a great take.
Smith grounds it towards the hole, but the third baseman Johnson cuts it off. The second out to first, safe. You see Sherman Johnson there. You can definitely tell he's not 100% physically right, but able to come up with that and almost turned a double play there.
Yeah, the ball, I don't think the ball was hit hard enough to turn it on with John Smith as his speed, but if you were telling me that Sherman Johnson was flat on his stomach for the last 3 days with that little range right there, I'm going, yeah, no.
Well, Smith runs the bases with Ross forced. That's a tough kid there, man. You know, lower back pain, I mean, every injury has its severity, but lower back pain, lumbar, just getting around, I mean, much less playing baseball. That is absolutely hammered to right field. Got a lot of air under it and goes out of the ballpark. Andrew Williamson wastes no time jumping on that first pitch and yanking it out to right, making it a one-run game. And that gives him the team lead with 13 home runs.
Four-seam fastball, heart of the plate, belt high, and Williamson goes up there with a plan. And he gets his pitch, and he goes. And just like that.
Boom. So Williamson, 42nd and 43rd RBIs. Gives him now an 11-game hitting streak. He's hitting 16 of his last 17. 2-0 pitch. Skinner, UCF catcher. Aussie from Melbourne. Spent a couple seasons at Lamar. Also played at Vernon Junior College in Texas. He might have, yes he did, says Kevin Elsie, the plate umpire. Williamson, I tell you what, off the bat, that had the height and the distance. That's lined into right field to his left. Running catch made by Andrew Wiggins. Skinner hit that well, but lines out. There's 2 gone.
Well, Mark, I mean, we talked about it. Both of these teams have been decimated by injuries on the pitching staff. Nance, being one of their main bullpen guys, moves into the rotation, which weakens the NC State bullpen. And right now, both of these offenses have come out and just going, let's go.
Yeah, the injury list for both teams is long. You know, for NC State, you're alluding to it, their top 2 starting pitchers only made 8 starts each and have not pitched since early April. That's Jacob Duden, who's had Tommy John surgery. One of those 2. Crespo hits it out to shortstop. And a very high throw. Ryan airmailed that one. Crespo is on with 2 outs.
Well, we did actually have a little bit of rain during our 2-hour rain delay, and this ball is a little bit wet, and that is the result. Ball a little wet, gets in between the fingertips and launch.
Just the 8th error of the season charged to Ryan, the NC State shortstop. 0-1 to Landon Moran. Senior first baseman. Talk about somebody that's been hitting the ball well lately. Last 2 Big 12 series of the regular season, he absolutely went off. Had back-to-back 3-hit games at Baylor, May 8th and 9th. And hit safely in all 3 games against K-State with 2 more 3-hit games. It's a strike on the low part.
He's one of those rare guys, 25 walks on the season, 25 strikeouts, so great plate discipline.
To Moran. Played 3 seasons at Stetson's. In fact, he played for Stetson in the Auburn Regional here last year. Puts that in the air out to right center and trotting over Andrew Wiggins. And to make that basket catch to retire the side, but Williamson wasted no time to pull UCF within a run.
Andrew Williamson, first pitch hunting, gets UCF back in this game.
The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Our first question to UCF yesterday was, whose idea was it to have a pool party for the selection special? And they immediately called out their coach. They said it was Coach Rich Wallace. And I said, you guys realize that when you went on camera live for the announcement of your selection, that you immediately, one of your teammates tried to drown another just for just for drama's sake and to catch attention. They said, yeah, we knew that. So we messed with each other. It was fun. A very unique idea to do that in a pool.
Have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what their mantra has been. It's all about the family and all about having fun. Yeah, I saw that. That dude from the left just completely launched.
Just obliterated him. Took him underwater. That's one way to celebrate a selection to the NCAA tournament. That's lined into right field. Lanfear, the catcher, the base hit. And the early trend in this game is that the offense has been kind of chopping the bit, waiting around for 2 hours to play this game, and they have come out hacking.
Yeah, nice piece of hit, an 0-2 breaking ball down in the zone. Lanfear gets down there and gets it.
Already 5 hits for NC State. Leadoff batter on once again. Top of the order, Rhett Johnson, who began the game with a walk. And was picked off at first. Originally was called safe. And then that was overturned. Take a look at the defense here. In at third, in on the grass, it's Crespo. Right at the cut of the grass at third base.
He should back up now, take away the bunt until 2 strikes. Both these staffs very good about shading and defensive shifts and movements.
Sends that to left field. John Smith comes in a few steps to make the catch. Johnson came in with a 28-game hitting streak. 0 for 1 officially. To the walk his first time. That streak for Johnson began on March 28th. He's had it for a while.
Yeah. When you're coming up on 2 months of doing something straight, that's pretty good.
Luke Nixon takes a strike. Freshman Rhett Johnson He hits one hard right back through the box and into center field, and already has his second hit of the game. Giving him a 14-game hitting streak.
There's Luke Nixon. This is about as solid as it gets. Right-handed pitcher, you try to go with a little two-seam fastball down and away. And you got a dude like that, leans out there and covers it and takes it right back up the box. Changes your whole game plan.
So 2 more base runners. Cameron Wicker, the starting pitcher for UCF, who threw 34 pitches in the first inning. The pitch count has rapidly escalated now into the mid-40s here with 1 out in the second inning.
I talked about it. He needs to command the off speed, and he really, everything's been a little bit elevated. And if your off speed is up, it's hard to rely on it. And so changeup's not landing for a strike. The slider's been elevated. And where do you go?
Kicks away, and for a moment, Manfier thought about third base, but then he quickly scampered back and got in ahead of that throw from the catcher, Skinner. Yeah, that was a lot of pitches in the first, and that trend is still kind of going in that direction here in the second.
Yeah, there are days. They always talk about it as starting pitchers. There are days where you go out there 6 out of 10 times and you got to kind of figure it out. And you got 2 out of those 10 where it's just dominant stuff.
Let's see if this stays in play. Drifting Crespo near the stands, right there still, and leaps and makes the catch. I don't know if he had to leap, but I think he did that just in case it was going to go into the screen. He wanted to catch it before it hit, but he just went straight up.
Did a nice job, kept his eyes on the ball, found the fence, and then was a little bit worried about it catching the net, so went elevated.
Went up and got it. So McHugh fouls out. As not going to be any fan interference with the screen.
A couple Auburn fans were sitting there. They're having ice cream. All they just want to do is not get hit by a foul ball.
It was humid enough today that what they're enjoying there is delicious. Perfect. Get into the evening hours here in Auburn, Alabama. Day 1. Host team Auburn beaten by Milwaukee earlier today.
I think both of these teams are more than happy that Milwaukee came out and got ahead 10-0, and looking forward to a nightcap against anybody other than Auburn.
Two balls, no strikes on Ty Head, and that ball behind him. Throw back to second base once again. Manfier scampers back. That's twice now he's had to beat a throw from Skinner, but that ball was behind Head.
That's the second one he's thrown. Both of them have been changeups, where he flies open so much that the changeup gets pulled behind the left-handed hitter.
He's got a 3-ball, no strike count here. Can he add to that total? He takes a strike. You knew. Well, unless it was exactly what he was looking for, he was going to take there 3-0.
Yeah, I was thinking he might get the go.
Yeah.
14 home runs on the year, 3-0 count. Should be pretty predictable getting a two-seam fastball.
Got under it and skies it out in the center field. Ross coming in. He has an eye on that and makes the catch to retire the side. So NC State threatens, but they strand a pair. They've left 4 through the first inning and a half. Well, the earlier game today here at Auburn, Alabama was a shocker. This is the first inning. Braden Horn goes deep off Jake Marciano, the starting pitcher for the Tigers. They had a 4 spot in the first. Charlie Marion would add a 3-run homer in the 4th. At this point, they were up 10-0. I don't think we believed what we were seeing, did we, Greg?
I don't think we did, no. And Milwaukee ended up holding on 13-8.
There's the final out. The catch made by their center fielder, Dylan O'Connell. Their first NCAA tournament win since they beat Rice in 1999, 27 years ago. So it's the Milwaukee Panthers, the Horizon League tournament champions, that are in the winner's bracket, awaiting the winner of this game tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a great game. They went out with a game plan of trying to hunt Jake Marciano, getting ahead early. He's a 70% strike thrower, and they went on attack mode. 10 runs in the first 4 innings.
Well, Auburn was the 7th top 4 national seed to lose a regional opener. UCLA joined that club. They lost to St. Mary's today.
I saw St. Mary's out at the West Coast Conference Championship. Good ball team. It really was. Would they win 3-2? I believe.
We can watch the ticker up in the upper right-hand corner. It'll come around in a minute. But I believe you're correct. We got a 3-2 game here. NC State leading UCF. Bottom of the 2nd inning. J.D. Rogers, senior from the Indianapolis area in Carmel, Indiana. Leading off, he's the DH for the Knights. Wave and a miss. And a strikeout. Well, the NCAA Regionals, the coverage for all 16 sites continuing tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. If you'd like more information, you can visit ncaa.com, home for all NCAA championships. One down, and Jordan Lodis, the shortstop, taking a hack at the first one. Freshman year for Lodis. That last name sounds familiar. Then you are a baseball fan. He rips one deep towards center field. That ball well hit and gone. He has a brother, Kyle, who played at Georgia Tech. He was a 3rd-round pick of the White Sox. Here's Jordan Lodis, a freshman, picking up an NCAA tournament home run. He hammered that one to center. And this game is tied up.
This is just a great piece of hit, and freshman saw the cut fastball right before that, just missed. This one catches a little bit more plate. He doesn't try to do too much with it, and he does a lot with it, straight out to center field.
After falling behind early 3-0, UCF's come back to tie the game here. Freshman pumped up. I mentioned his brother Kyle, who played at Georgia Tech. I had a cousin Alex who played at Florida State. That's the 2nd-round pick of the Atlanta Braves. So that Lodis family, they got some baseball talent.
Yeah, a little bit. That name is very familiar. And this kid put together a charge on that cutter away.
So with 2 down, back to the top of the order, and Diomez Ross. Andrew Williamson, he's already gearing up. He had the home run, 2-run shot in the 1st inning for UCF. I think we're both trying to see here, Greg, which of these starting pitchers, if one of these starting pitchers can find a little bit of a rhythm here. They haven't yet.
No, they haven't. I mean, it's been a lot of loud noise, a lot of loud barrels. I mean, I'm sitting there looking at Nance's stuff going, man, that's good stuff. Nice changeup, good cutter, 93, 94.
Back at 94 on that one. But he's behind in the count, 3 balls and a strike.
It's a lot of what we saw this morning with Milwaukee. Just a lot of on-time swings and comfort at the plate.
Another towering fly ball out to shallow left center field, and left fielder Rhett Johnson handles that. But Jordan Lodis moving up to that family name, going yard.
Cut fastball away, takes it right back up the middle, deepest part of the ballpark. Oh, we're all tied up.
Well, Milwaukee with that 13-8 win over the 1 seed Auburn means the 4 seed is in the winner's bracket. The second game tomorrow, facing the winner of this game between UCF and NC State. Milwaukee got out to a 10-0 lead. Auburn didn't get on the board until a 3-run home run from that man, Ethan Bingham, and that was in the 4th inning. That's a live look at the Auburn first baseman.
Got things started for Auburn. Thought he'd probably come and hang out after his win and then get to hang out till tomorrow night. Instead, he's playing at 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Outside to Mikey Ryan, 2 balls, no strikes. Auburn, by the way, entered the NCAA tournament averaging, giving up 3.7 runs a game. Gave up 4 in the 1st inning. And an Auburn staff, and Marciano was the starting pitcher, top 5 ERA in the nation.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the staff was loaded. It's been the whole pitching staff was top 5 in ERA, WHIP, walks to strike, Ks to walks. I mean, you go through it, and then what happened today? Wow.
And Milwaukee came out aggressive. They were doing a lot of first and second pitch swinging against Marciano to begin the game. That really set the tone. That's ball 4 outside. Ryan walks. NC State has put the leadoff batter on base in every inning so far. Look next door at football stadium, Jordan Hare. It'll be interesting to see, you know, regardless of who Auburn plays tomorrow in the losers bracket, NC State or UCF. I mean, they're going to. If their season's going to be on the line, it's going to be really interesting in that first game tomorrow.
Well, we alluded to it in the Auburn game back to 2023 where they lost to Penn, the 4 seed. And then Southern Miss, who was the 2 seed, everybody thought it was going to be a late night Southern Miss Auburn game, and it ended up being a noon Auburn Southern Miss game. Scott Berry's last run as a head coach at Southern Miss. And Southern Miss eliminated Auburn in 2.
Sherman Johnson takes a swing, fouls it out of play. Did you see what he did right there after that swing?
What I would do after that swing?
Well, I mean,
I would be doing the same thing at my age after that swing.
Hand went to the lower back, but then it popped right off. Walked in his first plate appearance, dealing with the lower back issue. It's not keeping up from taking big hacks, but he hits a towering pop-up on the infield. Comes down in the mitt of the second baseman, Austin Jacobs.
Yeah, he's still very ginger. You can just see him as he was slowing his jog down at first base. It was very ginger.
But it ain't affecting his swing. He's still taking the daddy hacks, man. At least it doesn't seem that way to me.
No, it hasn't changed the swing at all.
Alton Bargo fouls it back. Base hit to left his first time up, drove in a run. 29th RBI of the year. Did a couple. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that on the bench you wrap that up.
Yeah, it looks like it's on hot. So trying to keep that that back warm. I mean, he's just walking like that back is still locked up.
You know, what a tough kid, though. I mean, that he's got to be playing with a lot of pain, even though he's gotten a lot of treatment over the last 48 hours. Lower back, lumbar, those usually aren't things that disappear in a couple of days.
No.
Those are a week or two at a minimum.
Well, when Coach Avent said that they had to carry him on the plane, off the plane, on the bus, off the bus.
There goes the runner, and that ball's hit towards left center. Ross on the run, calling for it. Looks like he wants it, makes a sliding catch. And Ryan has to scamper back to first base. Well, a lot of air under that. It hung up a long time and gave Ross time to get under it.
Well, this is just a great drop by Ross out in center field, making sure that he's got no traffic coming in. He's got it, even though he's going to have to slide. He does not want the left fielder, John Smith, to get close. Great communication. He called it right off the get-go.
First pitch strike from Camden Wicker. Ryan, who began the inning with a walk, still at first with 2 outs. Off speed at 78 miles per hour, and Wicker gets ahead 0-2.
Yeah, we haven't seen that hook land right there, but that is a strike in my book where it crosses home plate, where it crosses the front of home plate. That is a strike. Wicker not wasting any time. 0-2 goes into attack mode with the fastball. Got burned on that 0-2 hit to start off the second inning. Gave up a single.
Ryan took off with a pitch, and that scoots by Jacobs into right field. Ryan to third. He'll be stopped there. And the Wolfpack will have runners at the corners with 2 outs after a base hit from Andrew Wiggins.
Well, the scouts love this kid. High-end athlete, gets a fastball away. And it might not look like it on TV, but that was 109 exit velo off the bat. That ball was blistered through second base.
Yeah, not all 109 is in the air. Sometimes ground balls can be 109. That had some sizzle on it, man.
That ball was hot. I mean, I thought Austin Jacobs was in a pretty good spot, and all of a sudden that ball's just flattened by him.
A 2-out chance for the bottom of the order. And off speed. Slant Fear out in front. Base hit to right. An inning ago for Drew.
Let's see if NC State does something right here. Wiggins 7 for 7 in stolen bases. See if they try to create a little bit of movement. Very aggressive base running team.
Wicker pumps in a strike. Got an NC State team that's near 100 stolen bases as a team on the season. Got 99 now as a team, with Ryan's stolen base back in the first inning. Oh, 2. This time he does take off, no throw. Just the pump fake by Skinner, and he gave a look to the runner at third, Ryan. So there is team stolen base number 100 on the year for NC State. Number 8 on the year for Wiggins personal.
Well, he was just jogging down there. He was daring him to make the throw, trying to get into a rundown.
NC State with 2 outs so far tonight, 3 of 5 hitting. Making all 3 of those runs back in the first inning. Going back off speed, strikeout. They had fear fans, and that is the first K of the game for Camden Wicker, and they strand 2 more.
Camden Wicker got in a jam, second and third. It's time to dance. He goes to his best off speed pitch, changeup for the punch out.
Part of the order coming up for UCF, bottom of the third in this 3-3 game. Winner faces Milwaukee tomorrow. Loser faces the number 4 national seed Auburn, and here are the national seeds that went down today. Auburn not the only one. UCLA beaten by St. Mary's, Southern Miss fell to Little Rock, and St. John's took down Florida State. Fourth tournament that's had 4+ of those nationals, those seeds to go down in day one. That ball's hit well, deep right field by Smith, and in the corner, a leaping attempt by Wiggins, but it's over him. Able to pick it up in the right field corner, but not before John Smith is standing at third with a first pitch triple, his first 3-base hit of the season.
Another cut fastball, a little bit elevated, and you can see the strength of John Smith, the third. Going oppo. Wiggins struggling to find the fence and the ball. Ball hits off the top of the wall, and Smith is off to the races. That's his first triple?
I thought the same thing, that it seemed like, oh, that ball's popped up on the infield. Ryan waiting for it to come down, makes the catch. With his slug and on base percentage and all, he thought he would have run into one by now, but you know what? That's number 1.
That was a good time to have one. Williamson,
why not?
Yeah, Williamson being ultra aggressive first pitch. Pops up on a cutter.
Skinner comes up there, hacking and fouls the first pitch away.
These guys are playing like there's a curfew.
Well, we know there's not. But he whacks head into the alley in right center field. That'll bring in Smith. UCF fell down early 3-0. They have come back to take their first lead tonight here in the bottom of the third. RBI number 40 for Zach Skinner.
This is another cut fastball, and this is elevated out over and a little bit flat. Skinner stays inside of it, drives it into the gap. And these guys aren't getting cheated. They're coming up early. It shows me as an ex-pitcher, you better come up with something off speed, and you better be able to land it and keep it down.
Crespo reached on the E6 first time up. John Smith got the inning going with a triple. The ball scoots past Lanfear, and trotting down to second goes Skinner. Wild pitch. Yep, 1 out. Crespo was geared up 2-0, came up empty.
You can just see that dugout's just having a blast, man. You know, that we talked about it the pool party. It's just a family atmosphere, a lot of grad transfers as well as young guy freshmen that have evolved into a family.
NC State had the early 3-0 lead. That has disappeared. Looked like he did go. Have to throw to first to complete the strikeout, which Landfear does. Well, ESPN, the home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals. If you want around-the-clock multi-game coverage, scan that QR code. ESPN Plus subscribers, you can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. Chris Button, the gang on Squeeze Play do such a great job keeping you up to speed. The busy college baseball scene here in the NCAA tournament. First pitch, Hackett, base hit left field from Moran. He's getting the go sign around third. Skinner, that ball cut off, and Moran in the rundown. He is tagged out, but Skinner scores the second run of the inning. And UCF scores twice. We have finished 3 at Auburn, and the Knights lead it by 2.
The real fun just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
Super Regionals next weekend, and then the 8 teams left standing in Omaha. It all begins June 12th. Our game summary for this second and final game of the night from Auburn. NC State scored 3 in the first. Since then, UCF 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. They now lead at 5-3. NC State bats in the top of the 4th inning. Head coach Elliot Avent. And the Wolfpack find themselves down a couple runs now. Knights fans loving the bling.
Camden Wicker has been able to avoid a lot of traffic so far. You see 73 pitches starting the 4th inning. Everything's been elevated, but he has been able to navigate the traffic other than the first inning where UCF scored 3. Excuse me, NC State scored 3.
You see the breakdown. 44 of his 74 pitches for strikes. That's a foul ball off the knob of the bat.
Good call, Mark. That was a good call. You called it early, too.
Well, usually if the hitter doesn't react at all like that,
Yeah.
that makes me think, well, it didn't hit his hand.
Yeah, that reaction right there is the easy selling point that was a foul ball.
0-2 strikes. Top of the order up here for NC State. Johnson takes a little up. The walkie-talkie up and checking on what's going on in the bullpen.
Yeah, that's one of those where you got a 5-3 lead and your guy has been scuffling from the get-go.
See the activity there in the bullpen with Kendall Rosado been loose. Well, you said it. Wicker's been navigating through this without great location tonight.
Yeah.
And as you said, a lot of traffic on the bases.
It's just been a fight, and I was talking about it earlier.
The 8th pitch of the at-bat is ball 4, so Johnson looking to extend that hitting streak, but is on base for a second time with a second base on balls.
The old mantra is you get 10 outings, and you go, all right, 6 outings out of the 10, you go out there and you got to fight. And you got 2 outings where you just got great stuff where you can throw your glove out on the mound and it's going to be all over. And then you got 2 of them that it's just one of those days where you're not going to make it to the second inning and don't even think about it. And this is one of the 6 right here where it's just a dogfight.
Falls behind Luke Nixon. He's had a couple of hits, as you see, with a run scored. That was back in the first. His brother Chase played at NC State for a couple of years. Johnson at first, nobody out. Leadoff man aboard in every inning of this game for NC State. But none of the leadoff batters that have reached technically have scored, because Johnson, who led off the game with a walk, was picked off at first. Yes, they did score 3 runs later in the inning, but the leadoff guy who reached did not score.
Yep, got picked off, front left foot slid a little bit. Nice pickoff move by Wicker. And then after that, everybody's been on. It's been a lot of work for Wicker to get out of these and throw up zeros.
Swings at the 2-0 pitch, sends that towards left center field. Looks like the left fielder wants to take charge, and John Smith does, and makes the catch. 1 out. Well, ESPN, the home of MLB.TV. You can stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLB.TV. Getting some late baseball tonight.
He's still going strong.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It's 8:23 local time. Oh, yeah, you wore 31.
I wore 31, yeah. Josh Donaldson just added about 10 days ago.
A lot of history here, man, that you've been a part of.
Yeah. Got to play with a couple of those guys on the wall. Bo Jackson, Frank Thomas. Yeah, we had some pretty good teams. Got Auburn going a little bit during those late 80s. Hudson came in the 97 team that went to Omaha. And then, as I said, Donaldson was just added with a great career.
You mentioned playing with Bo, and I've talked with former teammates of Bo with the Royals, White Sox, Angels, and they all have their freakish athlete story of Bo. You got to have one. Can you share one from your time?
You know what was
in college?
Funny? I mean, I saw most of the freakish stuff happen with Kansas City, and I was on the other side of the field in Baltimore. But if you saw the 30 for 30,
oh yeah,
it's all true. Nothing was embellished. Everybody was telling a true story. I mean, he was just a frightening athlete that won the Heisman Trophy, and then he comes back out, and he was with us for about 2 months, takes a flight for the paid for by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because he's going to be the #1 pick in the NFL draft. Well, at that point, it was illegal to be a professional athlete in one sport and an amateur athlete in the other in the SEC. And so he got ruled ineligible, and that was it.
Flipped to second for 1 to first. Dug out, safe. Saying there was a juggle there. And the inning will continue. You would know better than I, but Bo was so upset with Tampa Bay that they cost him his baseball eligibility. Is basically why he wound up playing baseball eventually, kind of in a convoluted way.
Yeah, no, that was exactly it. He was really upset. He said, I'm not going to go play football. The Royals took a gamble and really threw a dart in the 4th round and got one of the greatest athletes of our century.
You know, maybe it's just because he was in our generation. He's still the greatest athlete that I ever witnessed in person.
Oh, I would argue that he would be the greatest athlete that we've ever had.
I wouldn't dispute that.
I mean, to do what he was able to do, be an all-pro in 2 sports, unheard of. You can say, all right, Deion Sanders, well, he wasn't an all-pro in baseball. My other one might be Brian Jordan.
Yeah, Brian Jordan played both in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like Deion, and in the major leagues with Cardinals, Braves. Went to Richmond. Yeah, Brian Jordan. I saw Brian Jordan as well in the minor leagues and in St. Louis. And another freakish athlete. I wouldn't put him quite in the caliber of Blow,
but
a really talented athlete. Well, it looks like Camden Wicker basically said, you know what, I don't want to leave this game. And I admire that mentality.
I really do. I love that. That's a guy that's out there, and he is fighting. I mean, I've been talking about it. He is just fighting. Nothing is easy. Nothing is working. And here he is in the 4th inning with 2 outs. And I don't know how many. I mean, there was only one time I was able to win a fight to stay in a game.
Well, who was the manager?
Buck Showalter.
In Arizona?
Yeah.
All right, here's the. I promise you, we may not want to lip read totally, but I got him. I got him. I think that's what he's saying.
That would get me to turn around as a pitching coach and go, all right, you got him.
He's facing the cleanup hitter, Ty Head. Now he's at 90 pitches.
I'm sure that Drew Thomas come walking back into the dugout, and he's like, he was pretty fiery. I'm going to let him stay in there.
Brings a 2-1 pitch. Here's a strike. And tonight is fouled to third and fly to center. Up high at 90 miles per hour, and the count has run full.
That was Wicker's best fastball by 2 miles an hour. He went back and got 2 extra miles an hour on the velo, going, I got a punch out right here if I make this pitch. Just missed high.
And now he misses away ball 4. So he loses head. Now let's see what the Knights brass wants to do. 93 pitches now from Wicker. A couple of 2-out base runners here. Looks like the leash is going to stay a little bit longer here. Or no, I spoke too soon.
Well, that was it. You had your shot. You talked him out of it the first time. And I appreciate that. And you had your pitch. You escalated velocity by 2, going to 90. You had the punch-out pitch. You just missed it high.
So Camden Wicker will depart after 3 2/3 innings. I'll tell you more about the new Knights pitcher when we come back. So a lot of determination from Camden Wicker, not quite able to make it through the 4th, and he battled hard all night.
Yeah, no, it was just one of those nights where the stuff was not working. He was struggling to get balls down in the zone, and he fought his way to stay out there for one more guy, which I thoroughly appreciate.
Caniel Rosado, a freshman, takes over on the hill.
Yep, number 4 left-handed pitcher in Florida, freshman. 14th appearance, 0-3 on the year with a 5.56, 22 innings. Opponents, he's got a 1.32 whip.
Some rain coming down, which was light for a few minutes. It's gotten a little harder, so some of the folks trying to find some cover. Up high to Mikey Ryan. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, if you're curious, Mikey Ryan is a reverse splits guy, so he actually hits right-handed pitchers better than he does lefties. So hence the move.
Mikey with a base hit in the first. Walk last time up. Knocked in a run in that first inning. 2 on, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th for NC State. He's going to twist back and get out of play. NC State with those 3 runs in the top of the 1st had the early lead. 5 unanswered now here by UCF, but NC State's had chances since then. In fact, they have stranded 2 base runners on in each of the first 3 innings. And have 2 more out there now with 2 outs.
How about the 3-0 go, Coach Avent? Even Mikey Ryan, the 3-0 go if you got a good pitch to swing at.
He looks at a ball in, so he does walk for a second time. That loads the bases for the Wolfpack. 6 walks tonight. UCF pitching to this point. We're not even through the 4th inning.
No, it's been a struggle, and we've talked about the injuries. You know, it's the next man up, and you got to find some guys to come out and throw strikes. And you got Rosado, freshman, coming in a big spot right here in the 4th.
Sherman Johnson, the batter, with the bases loaded. And he hammers the first pitch towards the deep part of the park in the canyon in left center, and the ballpark will hold it. Run down by Ross, and this time NC State leaves him loaded. It stays 5-3 Knights.
Welcome to Squeeze Play. All the highlights, all the big moments.
Get a chance to have some big-time fireworks.
6 to 8 games on the screen at one time.
You're going to be locked in for that.
The season on the line.
Hashtag Squeeze Play. Send us some tweets. Maybe we'll put you on the social wall.
The storybook season will continue.
Squeeze Play, one of the best parts of the regional weekend. You always see it on ESPN Plus, sometimes on the linear network, like you did just prior to us taking the air here. Still a 5-3 UCF lead as you got the 2 seed UCF, 3 seed NC State. UCF fell behind 3-0 early. They've scored 5 unanswered, batting here in the bottom of the 4th. Anderson Nance, the starting pitcher for NC State, facing J.D. Rogers. UCF at the bottom 3 in the order. And Rogers strikes out as that's completed with a throw by Landfear down to McHugh. 1 out. 3 Ks now for Nance.
Nance, nasty breaking ball, diving down out of the bottom of the zone. Just great stuff. It's just has not been able to stay out of the barrels of the bats of UCF.
We talked with Coach Avent yesterday. He mentioned that Nance would pitch, that he's had only made 1 previous start this year, and that ball was left over the plate, and it's lined to left field, but right to Brett Johnson, allowed out off the bat of Lodice, who had a home run his first time up and hit that one right on the screws.
took a changeup out in the second inning. That one, he gets a breaking ball just a little bit on the front foot. Still 99 exit velocity. That ball was smoked.
2 down for Austin Jacobs. First pitch fastball at 94, strike. When we asked Coach Avent, you know, how many pitches if it goes well for Nance? He said, you know, 70's not out of the question, maybe even some more than that. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. He said he felt like he was stretched out. And everybody has a different definition of stretched out. Stretched out to me would be about 85 to 90. So we'll see what Coach Avent's version of stretched out is, but still seeing a fastball at 94. Quick 2 outs. And knowing how hard it is with pitching going through this tournament.
Charged by the third baseman, sidearm throw by Johnson. Nice play there. And side retired. First 3 up, 3 down inning for Anderson Nance. And that NC State defense. We have finished 4 here at Auburn. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Our second and final game of the day from Auburn. 5-3 UCF leading. This game headed to the 5th. We have a chance to chat with the Knights head coach. Let's say hey to Coach Rich Wallace. Hey, let me start off. What are you seeing so far offensively with your guys' swings against Anderson Nance so far tonight?
Well, we're able to get a couple balls up and stay on the ball. Like, he's mostly away to our right-handers, and we've been able to use the big part of the field and put together some good swings in some big spots.
Hey, I mean, Wicker was just fighting it all night. You talked about how he could be dominant with the off-speed stuff landing, and it was just a dogfight. And you guys let him stay out there for one more, which I appreciated as an old pitcher. But
yeah, Coach Thomas went out there, and I think he talked him into it. But that guy battled his tail off. He gave up 3 runs in the first inning and only got 1 ball off the barrel. That guy competed his butt off tonight like he has for us all year long.
We'll leave it there. Appreciate the time. Thanks so much,
Thank
Coach.
you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Coach Rich Wallace in his 3rd season as the head coach. A guy who played and coached at UCF as well, playing there early 2000s, became an assistant for a while. After that, was tied up with Link Jarrett, who was the head coach at Notre Dame, and then Link went to his alma mater, Florida State. And Rich went along with him, and finally Rich found the right job for him, and that meant coming home to Orlando.
yeah, I mean, he's gotten the Knights to 2 regionals in the last 3 years.
Broke his aluminum bat and hits a high fly to shallow right center field. The second baseman goes out to make the catch. Jacobs. Bargo breaks the aluminum bat. You don't see this every day, folks.
I don't see it very often. Slider, end of the bat. That would break a wooden bat. I don't think it's supposed to break aluminum bats.
Wow, right at the handle. Seen a little something of everything today. First one in the dirt to Andrew Wiggins. That's not the first time I've seen an aluminum bat break, but I bet I could count them on one hand through all the years.
Yeah.
It hasn't been many.
No, I'm with you on that. Yeah, 4 or 5, maybe.
Yeah. What do you do with that?
Doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, it's.
You give it to a fan or you throw it in the trash.
Can you recycle aluminum? I assume you can, can't you?
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Put it in the recycle bin.
Trying to stay green, but. That bat has seen a lot of wear. You could see it. That he's been swinging that for a while. Dalton Bargo.
Well, he's DH, so he's got a little bit of time to figure out what lumber he's going to bring up to the plate now.
3-0 pitch, and Wiggins takes the strike. Wiggins 1 for 2 so far tonight. The base hit in his last plate appearance. tried to stop his swing as that pitcher stayed elevated and up and out of the zone, and the count has gone full.
Rosado's got a lot of carry on that fastball.
Wiggins chops that left side. Big hop for the shortstop, Lodis. Gets him by a step at first base. 2 gone. NC State is out hit UCF 7-6. But down by 2 because NC State has stranded 9 through 4 innings.
I mean, that was it. I mean, Wicker was able to navigate through a lot of traffic. And NC State just could not put the big hit on the board outside of the Dalton Bargo flare single out and left in the first inning for 2 RBI.
Drew Lanphier. Up the middle, that will get through. Second hit of the game for the NC State catcher, who's now 2 for 3 tonight. Hit number 8 for the Wolfpack, 2-out single.
There hasn't been a clean inning yet.
There has not.
Against NC State.
They were close right there.
I mean, that's got to be the talking point. Boys, let's just string them together, keep doing what we're doing. We got 8 hits.
4th plate appearance already for Red Johnson. Only one official that is a fly out to left in the second. He's walked the other 2 times. Folks have made their way here from the triangle. Proud program that's had a lot of baseball success in the 30 years that Elliot Avent has been their head coach.
I mean, 20 regionals in the last 23 years.
All under that man. He's been around since the 1997 season as their head coach. 1,327 all-time wins, which is 21st all time. And if you look at that list, he's within a handful of wins to jump into like 17 or 18. Yeah, he's gonna have a chance to visit with the coaching legend in a little bit.
On the impact that he's had on the game and players. Part of our conversation with him was he came back to the room the other night, and I believe the SID, and that's why you never start a story with 2 outs.
Well, we will chat with Elliot Avent when we come back. A strikeout ends the inning and another runner left on. 10th stranded by the Wolfpack. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Our second and final game of the day from Auburn. Let's visit with the head coach of the Wolfpack, Elliot Avent. 8 hits so far tonight, Coach. You guys have had traffic all over the bases. What's the answer tonight offensively?
Well, we've had men on base all night, and we got a couple across early in that first inning. Bargo had a big hit, but we've left a lot of people out there, and Nance just doesn't seem to have his cutter tonight. It's kind of just spinning in the middle of the plate, and anything up they seem to hit. But last couple innings, he's gone to more off speed and got the ball down and held them down a little bit. But they're a good hitting team. But we got a lot of game left, and we just got to keep getting them on, and somebody's going to get that big hit.
All right, last season, Coach, what are you going to do now?
I don't know. Maybe go fishing with Greg Olson. I don't know. I'd like to borrow that breaking ball tonight for the last 4 innings if you'd send it over here. Did you really have the best breaking ball in baseball?
We can have that discussion later on.
All right. Good talking to you.
All right, Coach.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Coach.
All right, bye.
Head Coach Elliot Avent. You never know where the conversation's going to go, which is the fun part about talking with him all the time. There's your active wins leaders.
Oh, that was funny. I wasn't expecting him to go there. That was good.
Well, we'll see where the road goes this weekend.
I mean, man, that's a lot of wins.
Oh,
You know, when I was talking about he had 20 letters from, you know, opposing coaches like Brian O'Connor, Ron Polk. And he said, you know, then he got a text message from an opposing player, Vance Honeycutt from North Carolina. And he's just going, you know, it just meant the world to sit there and read these letters.
it's hit hard over the second baseman. That'll reach a Nixon into right field, scampering back with Ross to first base. Leadoff batter is on.
Well, that's what Coach was talking about. Everything's just a little bit elevated. This is a changeup, and you can see Ross is able to stay back enough, drag the bat through the zone. Hits it hard, 104 exit velocity, but that changeup's got to be about 6 inches lower, and that's a ground ball to second base. And nobody thinks anything about it.
Ross dancing around. He has team lead in steals. 16. There's a strike to John Smith. You know, what you were just discussing was something that Coach Avent mentioned to us yesterday. And I believe all those letters and everything that had come to him was here, correct?
Yeah.
At the hotel. And, well.
Wow.
They're wanting a balk. The umpires just kind of looked at each other like, all right, nothing illegal there. Well, let's take another look here.
All right, normal, everything's normal, comes up, back foot slides. Yeah, that's a balk.
Yep.
The foot came back down.
And there's a liner into center field, base hit. So I think John Smith's like, you know what, you don't have to call a balk. You've just picked up his second hit of the game. Coach Wallace still saying that was a balk.
Yeah, but that would have scored a run. Hypothetically, or
That's
first
true.
and
You
third.
would have had a runner at second. Yep, absolutely. Now here's Williamson, first time up tonight.
First pitch that he has seen at this regional, and he goes yah-yah with it.
His 13th home run of the season. First two on base here in the UCF fifth. That ball is hammered. Deep to right field, up and out, gone. And no doubter off the bat, Andrew Williamson hits his second of the night. This a 3-run homer, and he has knocked in 5. Just like that, it's an 8-3 Knights lead.
Andrew Williamson has seen 3 pitches tonight. 2 of them have not landed yet. This one is still flying. It finally landed at 445 off the dorms out in right field. And all 3 first pitches, one of them was a fastball and the rest of them have been off speed. He's sitting change up, and that ball was obliterated.
Is now 8 unanswered runs by UCF after NC State scored 3 in the top of the first. .72 pitches now from Anderson Nance.
I mean, that's a guy going up there with a game plan, hunting one pitch, hunting one velocity, one location, and getting it and not missing one stitch of that baseball.
We chatted with Andrew Williamson yesterday. And one of our topics of the conversation, his uncle Sean Rodriguez had a really long Major League Baseball career, 15 seasons I think it was. And there in the Tampa Bay area has run a baseball academy for a lot of years, and Andrew's been going to that for since a very young age. His uncle Sean. Tell you what, the hitting for Williamson, when he gets a hold of one, wow.
Oh, I mean, it's a great swing. It really is. His stepfather coached in major leagues, Robert Rodriguez. Uncle Sean, 15 years in MLB from 08 to 20. With the Angels, Rays, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Philly. So he has been around it his whole life.
Yeah, lots of big league influences for Andrew Williamson and the family, which doesn't hurt your development.
No, and you know what? I mean, his freshman year, he was down at the FSU Regional in Tallahassee. And so he's gotten a taste of this. He understands the moment, how big it is.
And here comes Coach Ament. 77 pitches from Anderson Nance. Still nobody out here. The UCF fifth inning. They added 3 more runs on that big swing from Andrew Williamson. Now, this is about the pitch count that we expected to see from Nance tonight. Talking to Coach Eben yesterday, but that 70 can definitely be pushed up into the 90s, and I think that's where Coach Eben would like to see it, even though finds themselves down 5 right now.
Yeah, well, he went out there, a little motivational speech. Hey, man, I need you to get out of this inning right here. We got a long tournament ahead. Need you to eat up this inning, and then we can deal with, you know, next inning and have that conversation where your pitch count is. And another guy out there trying and fighting, his stuff's a little bit elevated. Cutter's been flat, and it's been one of his go-to pitches. So find a way, find something else that works. He's still throwing 94.
Crespo off to an 0 for 2 start. Crespo had a 3-run home run in the 5th inning against Oklahoma State, which at that point tied the game. Oklahoma State would go on to win that. The Big 12 tournament and surprise Arizona. See a bunch of running going down towards the NC State bullpen. Balls and no strikes.
I don't know if they can get in the gate there. Oh, they did. All right.
You know all the nooks and crannies in this ballpark.
I haven't roamed around the bullpen and going through this, the fans area to get there.
Yeah.
So.
Get the tarp pulled off.
A little surprised that they didn't have anybody at least down there.
And 3-0 to 3 balls and 2 strikes on Crespo. Nance able to come back and get the strikeout. His 4th of the night.
Well, if the off speed's not working, go to the gas. 94 elevated.
That's the first out of the inning. First baseman Landon Moran knocked in a run with a base hit to left. His last time up.
You know, we talked about Bargo breaking the bat and how unusual that is. I'll give you something else unusual. Anderson Nance does a no look towards first base. So watch when he comes set. He is looking straight at third base. He is timing his rhythm or move towards home plate. Now he's looking at second base in the pitch clock.
Back out into right field, racing in and now slowing down. Wiggins hauls it in on the line drive. Route number 2. Well, it is the final weekend of the UFL's regular season. Gamblers and Stallions will meet tomorrow, Saturday, 3 Eastern here on ESPN2. And then Sunday at noon Eastern, ABC. That's where you'll find the league-leading Orlando Storm taking on the DC Defenders for this last weekend of the UFL regular season. Pinch hitter coming up. Steven Chucka off the bench for the Knights. Chucka bats for the DH Rogers. Hits it sharply to second base, and up with that, Nixon throws him out. I didn't even have time to tell you how well Steven Chucka had been doing as a pinch hitter recently. He'd been going off, but retired on the first pitch. But UCF picks up 3 more thanks to Williamson.
Exclusively on ESPN, 40-plus NCAA championships. Confetti rains. Nets are cut. Joy erupts. Hardware is hoisted. History happens here on ESPN, home of NCAA championships.
Lots going on this weekend. Of course, you got the Women's College World Series going on right now. Day 2 of that. Day 1 of the NCAA baseball regionals. You look at the World Series appearances for the host team. Auburn, look at the last 6 national champions. We know we're going to have a new national champion this year as LSU did not make the tournament. Bunted in the air, and it winds up in the glove for the putout in Skinner's mitt. Nixon trying to bunt his way on. A couple of hits earlier, 1 out.
Yeah, I didn't mind that move. Third base was back and shaded over into the 56 hole, trying to get something started.
So one down for Chris McHugh. Sharply, diving stop. Moran to his feet to the pitcher covering. Nicely executed defensively by the Knights. That wasn't your routine 3-1 putout at first base. Well done by Moran and Rosado.
Man, I can't tell you how many hours you work on this where the first baseman's way off the bag and he's got to make an overhand throw. But it's tough. You got to lead the pitcher. Pitcher's got to make the catch, and you try to get it to him early so that the pitcher can find his foot on the bag, and this was just textbook.
All those hours of PFP.
All those hours. I thought Rosado got a little bit of a late break, but in the case when you get a late break, you got to run straight to the bag. You can't do that little banana up the line at the end. And Rosado gets straight there and is able to cut off the bag and avoid the collision.
The 2 down, bases empty for Ty Head. Rosado's thrown 2 pitches, gotten 2 outs.
I'm throwing a fastball right down Broadway. Just daring him.
Right through the heater. And Head shortened to bunt. I'm not convinced that he was trying to bunt his way on there.
No, I think he was taking a pitch and playing the game.
Takes up high. Adorable. Well, he is bunting. Using the speed, the throw to first, nipped him at the base. Well, the 1-3 put out this time. Rosado and Moran like, hey, let me show you off our defense here.
The ruling on the field is out at first base. NC State is challenging that ruling. The play is under for the review.
As you can hear, they are going to challenge this, NC State.
Just a great bunt, trying to take advantage of the left-handed pitcher. Falling off the mound to the third base side. I don't know, man. My look was bang, bang.
So look at the operations center in Pittsburgh. I think he's out.
He's out. Good call on the field. What a great play by Rosado. Man, he got that spun quick through a strike.
After further review, the ruling of out at first base is confirmed. NC State has one challenge remaining.
So as you heard, NC State burns one of their two challenges, and the side retired. See that moon? Is it a full moon tonight? Looks like it. Pretty close if it's not. There's your line score, 8-3 UCF. They scored 8 unanswered after NC State 3 in the first, but NC State had their chances. They left 10 through the first 5 innings. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and Anderson Nance, so chugging along here, faced the 8-9-1 part of the order. As he's getting up there near 90 pitches now.
He's been battling it since Coach Avent came out there to talk to him. It's been a lot of fastballs. After that conversation, man, he went 3 up, 3 down quick.
Odis has hit a couple balls very hard. In fact, one left the park. His first time up in the second. Lined out to left last time. This one's going to get up and get over the netting.
Nance works so fast. Now what's Jordan Lodis right here? He comes up. He's got the pitch clock over his shoulder, over the umpire's shoulder. Set, takes a look. All right, I got to be alert and ready.
Throw down to first is in time with the stretch by McHugh, and it completes the strikeout of Lodis. 5 Ks now for Nance. Leadoff man gone here in the 6th.
So Lodis is just trying to find a way to slow Nance down. Nance would probably be getting the ball back and throwing again as soon as he got it back. Wanting to work that fast.
Couple of ground outs for Jacobs. He takes the first one low for ball 1. And velocity's been hanging in there for Nance, still around 93, 94 here in the 6th. It's out to shallow center field. Looks like one of the infielders won it, and that's the second baseman. Nixon makes the catch for the putout. Well, the Clash in Italy hits this Sunday at 2 o'clock Eastern time. You can catch the first hour live on ESPN and stream the entire event on the ESPN app with an ESPN Unlimited plan coming up on Sunday. Milwaukee beat Auburn in the first game today, so they await the winner of this one. UCF with a 5-run lead in the bottom of the 6th. Loser faces Auburn. Ross has reached a couple times with a base hit. 2 for 3. Where's the C on the chest? Good for him. Be a captain.
That's a little old school right there, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I love it. Yes, very old school. Taken all the way on 3-0. Ross is a guy who was born in Japan. His dad, Keith Ross, played baseball at Norfolk State and then went overseas to Japan and Korea and played pro baseball there for 10 years, which is why the Yamez was born in Yokosuka, Japan. There can be more than one captain. Let's put the C on the chest.
Yep. No, that's an honor. It's an honor. We were asking who was the most vocal guy that they had, and they probably thought it was Williamson. And he is really loud tonight with his bat. Look at him. He just can't wait to hit.
Ground ball to second base. That's gathered by Luke Nixon. And he throws out Ross. Well, Nance sets him down in order in the 6th. This game going to go to the 7th. A 5-run lead for the Knights. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? 30 seasons as the head coach at NC State. For Elliott Avent, of his 1,327 wins coming into tonight, 1,071 have come as the NC State head coach. He's been in that position since 1997, stepping down the end of this season. And his longtime associate head coach, Chris Hart, will take over as the next head coach. Coach Avent told us all about it. We asked about the timing, and it all went down pretty quickly. He said, you know, I'm talking with my wife, and she has asked me from time to time, is it time yet? Meaning time to retire. And I always said, no, I think I got a little bit. And then last week, I think it was, he said, yeah, I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
I think it's the time. And he said, you know, but I want to do a couple things. I got to tell the players first, and I want Coach Hart to be my replacement. I want to make those two things happen, and he did just that.
Yeah, that was the deal. And that's the way it happened. And, you know, like I talked about earlier, what are you going to do now? He goes, I don't have any hobbies. I don't know what I'm going to do. But it's been a legacy program. Coach Esposito handed it to Ray Tanner. Ray Tanner handed it to Coach Avent. And then Coach Avent's going to pass it down to Coach Hart.
Chris Hart, his 22nd season, his 11th year as the associate head coach. Ripped towards the left field corner, and that's going to go off the War Eagle wall, and well played by John Smith out there, and he's going to keep Ryan to a long single.
I think it was Coach Wallace yesterday saying, you know, when they left our meeting, he was like, we got to go out there and work on balls off the wall. And I was like, it's really easy. I was like, doesn't matter how hard it is or how high it is, it's going to fall down straight onto the warning track. And he just kind of looks at me and goes, you're serious? I was like, I'm dead serious. It's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to hit the wall, and it's going to end up coming down onto the brown warning track. Doesn't do anything different.
Yeah, it's obviously modeled, as we discussed earlier, from Fenway. But the wall in Fenway, balls shoot off that thing and go all over the place.
Yeah.
This is not that way at all, as you have just mentioned. Really, most of the time, it's just going to fall straight down, which I assume is because of the composite of what the wall is?
I assume the same thing, yeah. But I know exactly what you're talking about with Fenway, where balls come off of it a little bit differently. Ball's here, man. It hits the wall, and it just drops straight down.
There's a great look across there. And here's the comparison. This War Eagle wall's 7 feet shorter. It kicks in at 315, where the Green Monster's at 310 down the line at left at Fenway. And of course, for the War Eagle wall, you've got that right there, the canyon, which, you know, I assume that can be challenging to play for some outfielders.
It does, yeah. It gets challenging because the depth just drops straight back. But originally it was built to cover up the big power station out and left.
Pitching change for the Knights. So they're bringing in Max Murray. Tell you more about him next. True freshman Max Murray made the Big 12 All-Freshman team this year. Takes over on the mound.
Yeah, fastball's going to be 89-92. Cutter, slider, curveball, changeup. 22nd appearance, 5-2 with a 3.62. 32 innings, 29 hits. Solid freshman year.
Really nice job by Canelo Rosado. We mentioned how the starting pitcher, Wicker, was really kind of fighting it all through his outing. Rosado, he came out there and was very solid.
Yeah, he really was. He was really good. You know, initial walk to start off and get into a bunch of traffic, but navigated the jam, only gave up the 2 hits. Just what UCF needed.
Good pitch strike to Sherman Johnson. And Rosado really fielded his position well. We saw that a couple of times. A walk, a pop out, and a fly ball to center. Last time up, Johnson hit one very well to center, but was run down by Ross. You know, with what we were told about Johnson and that back injury, and here we are in the 7th inning, seems like he has navigated the night pretty well. I know those lower backs can be a tricky thing, Greg, but I've been impressed how well he's, I mean, yes, he shows signs of what he's dealing with here, but he's been able to get around enough and play.
Yeah, but if you didn't know that he had that, you just wouldn't think a whole lot about it. He's made some really athletic plays at third base. He's been able to run the bases.
Off the end of the bat, up the middle, the flip to second base is in time from Jacobs to Lodi, so they get the lead runner, Ryan. Defense has been good for UCF tonight.
That was a really nice play. He had nowhere else to go. He was able to get to it, throw it overhand, get the force out at second.
He even got the sliding gloves on, acting like, you know what, I may try to steal a base here.
That's something to keep an eye on.
Yes.
We haven't seen him slide yet.
11 of 14 stolen bases this year.
Well, NC State's trailing 5 runs. He's probably not going to be stealing, I wouldn't think. Don't want to take a chance on losing one of your last 8 outs.
Dalton Bargo takes a strike from Max Murray. Dalton's 2-run single to left capped off that 3-run first inning for NC State. Top of the first, beginning the game, and they were out of the gate quickly. Missed a number of opportunities early in the game to add to that. And eventually caught it, passed by UCF. They scored 8 unanswered. And he did get a new bat, obviously, since last time up he broke his aluminum bat. Yes, folks, if you didn't see it, he did break an aluminum bat.
They don't carry extra spare bats. It's not like the major leagues where you come walking on a road trip with a dozen bats or so. So he's using somebody else's.
I was going to say probably a teammate's bat.
Yep.
foul down that left field side. Well, if NC State is unable to rally, they're in the losers bracket tomorrow against the host team Auburn. Try to keep their season alive. Omaha is indeed the goal. Murray picks up the strikeout.
Nice breaking ball, bottom of the zone. Some late action gets Bargo chasing it out of the zone. 2 quick outs.
He's
Max Murray.
Well. Yeah, this has been the trend. He's only allowed 2 earned runs in his last 7 appearances. That's over 11 innings of work. And he pitched well against Oklahoma State in the Big 12 tournament, 2 2/3 innings. Gave up 1 run, but it was unearned. He battles Wiggins here. 2 out in the inning. Up the middle, and that'll be a base hit. Wiggins with his second base hit. Johnson tenderly heading to third base. A base hit for Wiggins, but you can tell that Johnson was feeling that after he got around second base.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's the second time that Wiggins has hit a ball up the middle, and it just comes off the bat so hot. And here's what my partner was talking about. Looks like somebody who's got some back issues or is getting over 50 years old.
It would be the former, folks.
Well, if you've never been to a fantasy camp for a professional team,
Yeah.
there's a lot of guys getting into third base after running from first to third looking like that.
Did you do a few fantasy camps with all the teams you played for?
Just the Orioles, but
NC State trying to find the scoring column again here. They haven't scored since the first. There's at the corners, 2 outs. Lanfear looks at a strike from Murray. Couple hits for Drew. Both singles, 1 to left, or I should say 1 to right and 1 to center. Charged by the shortstop Lodis with time to throw to first to retire the side. So 2 more left. That's a dozen runners left on by NC State. Time to stretch. Tonight for UCF, 2 of them have come from Andrew Williamson.
and he has been lights out. First pitch swinging, getting the off-speed pitch. That is Lodis in the 8-hole. And then here comes Williamson again, first pitch hacking. 3 pitches he's seen all night, and 2 of them have left the yard.
Williamson with the 2 homers tonight. He's the first UCF night with a 2-homer game in a regional since 2012 in the Coral Gables regional, with DJ Hicks of the Knights had a couple of home runs against Stony Brook. A little history tonight for Williamson. New pitcher, so Nance departs. Anderson Nance finishes, and they bring in Sam Harris.
Harris has been one of their main guys. 4.74 ERA, 24th appearance. 38 innings, 27 hits, 1.18 whip. Fastball's 86 to 89. Cutter, slider, changeup.
UCF has the heart of the order up, 2, 3, and 4. Nance 6 innings tonight. 8 earned runs, 9 hits, with 1 walk, 5 Ks. That is hit high and deep center field. Will the ballpark hold it? It will indeed. Head right up against the fence. Another loud out. That one for Smith. There's the numbers on Nance tonight. And like his counterpart, Camden Wicker, the starter for UCF, was just trying to battle it all night long.
Yeah. Coach Avent said it. The cutter was up. Everything was up. And they attacked the fastball early, so felt like they took that away. And then they went to the cutter, and he just couldn't land it.
So here is Williamson. He's up for a 4th time tonight.
He took a pitch. That's the only thing he hasn't done tonight.
As both home runs came on the first pitch of the at-bat facing Nance. Got 3 career 2-homer games now. Boy, Nance saw Williamson go deep a couple times tonight. Williamson just has the look of a very confident hitter at the plate right now.
Yeah, he really does. Yeah, he's walking up there. He's got a game plan, and he is right on time. It's a sweet left-handed swing.
Oh, my goodness. Has he done it again? You bet. A 3-homer game for Andrew Williamson. Yeah, he's feeling pretty confident. He squares up another one that got out of here in a hurry.
I mean, talking about taking the team on your back, 6 RBI. This is a slider just elevated. So he has done damage on pretty much every pitch thrown at him. One the changeup, one a fastball, that slider.
Shortstop Ryan. The stretch there by McHugh for out number 2. Tell you what, Williamson, he's not hitting any paint scrapers. They're getting out of here easily.
Oh yeah, they're all no doubt.
His first career 3-home run game. It comes in the NCAA tournament.
And John Smith's going, well, I'm seeing that slider that he threw me right at my hip. And you're getting it coming into you, and that's why you did that. And I mean, he's been a one-man wrecking crew. 2/3 of their runs knocked in by Williamson.
No doubt. He's gone from 12 homers on the season to 15. Nine unanswered runs here for UCF after they fell down 3-0 after a half inning. By the way, a new single season career high for Williamson as well. Who had 5 homers in his true freshman season, hit 13 last year, which led the team. And now he's at 15 home runs, so that's a single season career high for him and also a team high this year. Crespo hits that into shallow center field in the air, and Ty Head has time to come in to squeeze that to retire the side. But Andrew Williamson puts a charge in another one again, his 3rd of the night to make it 9-3 UCF. It's Capital One rewarding performance, and I bet you know what's coming. Because it seems like Williamson did 3 homers tonight.
Feels like he knew everything that was coming. I mean, first pitch fastball, he goes deep. 2-run home run. 5th inning, comes up, first pitch changeup, 3-run home run. That one was just a solo shot. He's a grand slam away from the home run cycle.
Ooh,
How about
good
that?
catch. Really good catch. That's about as rare a thing as you're ever going to see is the home run cycle.
Oh,
Much less hitting 4 home runs in a game to hit a solo 2-run, 3-run grand slam.
yeah. He might
Not
not have another at bat. It's going to have to be a long 8th. If he did it, it would probably end up being the 10-run rule.
There is a run rule. He's the 3rd player to have a 3-homer game today, though, around the NCAA tournament. Georgia Tech, Alex Hernandez hit 3, and Texas's Anthony Park Jr. hit 3. So shockingly, I mean, I say shockingly, but 3 players have had a 3-homer game today.
Well, somebody from every team's got to step up, you know? And you look around going, all right, who's it going to be? Somebody's got to step up and have a good night for your team to win.
Well, I think that qualifies for the 3 gentlemen I just mentioned, including Williamson, who's here with us tonight.
Yeah, he's had a good night.
But Johnson has the business here, perhaps. Bouncy ball out to third base. Throw to first in time. So that's an 0 for 3 night with a couple of walks for Rhett Johnson. And if he does not come up again, a 28-game hitting streak that he carries into the NCAA tournament in jeopardy. Hitting streak that began on March 28th. Pretty good first pitch, called ball 1.
Yeah, if they're going to get going, you got 6 runs to get. You got to get something on the board here this inning. They've had plenty of opportunities all game.
Hard shot to short. Diving pick, Lodis to first, and the pick there by Moran. Well, the UCF defense tonight maybe has been overshadowed by the 3 home runs that they've gotten from Williamson, but they played really well in the field.
Yeah, Lodis, this is just a really nice play. 100 exit velo off the bat. He comes up, uses that little skid to accelerate the velocity across the field. Got him.
So 2 away, base is empty. First baseman Chris McHugh. Chris had a double as part of that 3-run first inning for NC State. He misses upstairs. Nine runs, 10 hits for UCF, 3 runs, 9 hits for NC State. High drive left field towards the War Eagle wall. And that landed on the track, it appeared. John Smith was thinking that ball was going to carry further than it did. And McHugh winds up at second base.
You can see John Smith looking for this ball to hit off the wall. And just lands right next to him on the track. I mean, I would say it was a high sky. A little bit of rain. I got nothing.
Just one of those. You can tell with the flags up top there. I mean, it's swirling a little bit, but just off the bat, he was obviously having trouble tracking that. It does go as a double, second of the game for McHugh. You just saw that gentleman come out and make that signal. Apparently there's been a lightning strike within 8 miles. And this game is going to be put on hold for now. So UCF leading 9-3 here in the top of the 8th. And a lightning strike within 8 miles has stopped play here at Auburn. So that's the situation here. So we will be sending it to Lincoln, Nebraska. Arizona State taking on Ole Miss. Carl Ravitch, Kyle Peterson have the call there. So for now, we will send it to Carl and Kyle as we are suspended once again due to lightning at Auburn. Late last night, weather issues caused the tarp to come out on the field, and eventually the suspension of the final game of the day, leaving NC State and UCF at the top of the 8th inning, which is where we will pick it up this morning, with UCF leading the game 9-3. And we welcome you to the NCAA Baseball Regionals, presented by Capital One. Take a peek at the bracket here for Auburn. The winner of this game takes on Milwaukee later today in the winner's bracket, and the loser will have a quick turnaround for a 2 o'clock Central Time start in an elimination game against the number 4 national seed and host Auburn Tigers. Happy to have you with us with College Baseball Hall of Famer Greg Olson. I'm Mark Neely. In this game, we saw North Carolina State come out big in the first inning, put up a 3-spot. But from that point forward, it turned into the UCF right fielder Andrew Williamson home run show.
I mean, he was unbelievable. Knocked in 6 of the 9 runs. And the funny thing is, this is the first pitch of the game that he sees. Fastball up and in, goes deep. Next at bat, he comes up, gets a changeup in the middle of the plate. This is going deep into the night. 2-run home run. This one, he waited 3 pitches, breaking ball, 3-run home run. He's a grand slam away from the cycle of home runs.
We'll see if he gets another at bat in this game. He resumes in the field as it's in the top of the 8th with North Carolina State batting. But Williamson has been the story. 9 straight unanswered runs. And of course, for NC State, head coach Elliott Avon in his 30th season as the head coach, who's announced his retirement. And the Wolfpack trying to late rally here to avoid a date in the elimination game against Auburn a short time from now. Well, we have a pitching change as we begin the resumption.
Anthony Layriz comes in out of Key West. Fastball is going to be 89 to 92. You see the numbers, 4-0, 4.39, 26 innings. He's going to throw a cutter, slider, changeup. Got a runner on second base. So welcome back to travel baseball, where you come wake up at 7 in the morning, got a runner at second base, and here we go.
So what was a 1-0 pitch is outside ball 2. There's a good look here at Plainsman's Park as we get going here at 11:02 Central Time in the morning. Three and 0 to Head, who's so far 0 for 3 with a walk in the game, a cleanup hitter for NC State.
How about that? Right out of bed, 1-0 count. I mean, that's, you know, you get a little bit of the 1-1 counts when you're doing simulated games in the fall and the spring. But just flat starting with a 1-0.
It's every hitter's dream, isn't it? You get started the at-bat with a 1-0 count.
It really is, but I mean, if you look at the whole theory of the, 3 strikes, 4 balls thing, 1-1, I'm still ahead in the count.
True.
Now 2-0, I'm behind in the count, but if you look at it that way.
Well, from 3-0 to 3-2 on Ty Head. We saw McHugh, who's at second base here with 2 outs. First 2 batters were retired on ground balls before McHugh double, and then ball 1 to Head before the suspension. So a 3-2 pitch here from Laris. He comes back and gets the strikeout to win the inning. And that officially ends the top of the 8th.
Well, welcome to travel baseball. Come in, 1 pitch, 1 out.
This game heads to the bottom of the 8th inning, 9-3 UCF, and the resumption of day 1 baseball here in Auburn. Guess they like the heavy metal rocking the speakers here at Plainsman Park to start this Saturday morning. Of course, when you have the 9-3 lead, you're in a little better mood. Julian Pissell, a junior right-hander, takes over on the mound for NC State.
Yeah, 9th appearance. He's got 2 games started, 11.57 ERA, 9 innings, 16 hits. Opponents are hitting .372. He's going to try to keep this at a 6-run deficit and give his team a chance.
6, 7, and 8 part of the order coming up for UCF. The Knights fell behind 3-0 after a 3-run top of the first for NC State. And Coach Elliott Avon's team had a lot of early chances. I mean, Greg, you look at the big stat, which was left on base. They stranded 10 runners, NC State did, through the first 5 innings.
Yeah, they had the middle of the lineup coming up a lot in good times to get back into the game, and it just did not happen.
First pitch strike to Landon Moran. Knights first baseman, 1 for 3. Picked up an RBI on a base hit back in the 3rd inning. Hit a ball hard his last time up last night and lined out to the right fielder, Andrew Wiggins.
UCF has done a great job, and it's been individualized. So I was talking to Coach Wallace before today's game and just said, what were you guys doing? He goes, well, we had a couple guys that were sitting on the fastball, and then we had a couple guys that were sitting soft, and you really saw it early in the 1st inning where
that's going to go deep towards left field, carry all the way towards the wall, and goes off near the top of the fence. Quickly played there by Rhett Johnson, but standing at second, Landon Moran with his 10th 2-base hit of the year as he almost got it over the War Eagle wall in left field.
But I'm saying they did a great job of mixing up what they were looking for. This one's a fastball that ends up getting into the middle of the plate. It's supposed to be down and away. The War Eagle wall catches it at the top. As I said yesterday, drops straight down onto the track. It doesn't go anywhere.
It's uncanny how it does that. J.D. Rogers, the DH for UCF. He's going after the first pitch and fouls that away. Chukka, who's come in as the DH for Rogers. He pinch hit back in the 5th inning, stays in as the DH. Chukka takes outside. I remember this distinctly from last night. Now he grounded out to second base on the first pitch he saw in that pinch hit. Before I had time to mention how well he had been doing as a pinch hitter in the month of May, where the opposition couldn't get him out. He had a pinch hit against K-State on May 14th with a double and 3 RBIs to untie the game. Also against K-State 2 days later, he had a pinch hit home run that tied the game at 5. It's this one to first base. Taking it to the bag 3 unassisted as Chris McHugh went over to third base. Goes Moran, so it is a productive out for Chucka, who, by the way, also had a pinch hit base hit against Oklahoma State in the Big 12 tournament. So he likes that pinch hitting role.
Yeah, I mean, if you're good at it, it is a very difficult role to get into and do well. But he's going to come back to a bunch of high fives on a routine ground ball to the right side. He did his job, got that man over. NC State draws the infield in.
Jordan Lodis jumping on the first pitch. Well, the only non-Andrew Williamson home run hit by UCF in this game belongs to Lodis, who had a solo homer to center back in the second inning. The other 3 home runs for the Knights, all from Williamson. There is Andrew Williamson, who, by the way, I'm sure you're curious, he's 5 hitters away from possibly coming up to get a chance for a 4-homer game. Chopped to short. Now they've got the runner Moran hung up between home plate and third base, chasing him back towards third. Johnson will tag him. The rundown stayed long enough, and Lodis is able to go down to second base. So the infield in pays off for NC State there. 2 outs.
So what do we got, Mark? It was 6 to 2 to 5.
There you go. Good official scoring right there.
I had to replay the whole thing in my mind again.
I was doing the same thing.
But well done, nicely played. Mikey Ryan saw that the runner had pretty much stopped when he recognized it was a routine ground ball and he was going to be dead to rights at home plate. Tried to get in a rundown and get that trail runner to second base back in scoring position.
See if they assessed a ball on that. Jacobs, before he got into the batter's box, he swings at the first pitch. That's out at a shallow left field. Rhett Johnson's going to call off Ryan and make the catch. And that's going to retire the side nonetheless, so they strand Lodis on base. Last chance for NC State, down 6 going to the 9th. Last chance for NC State. They're down 6 going to the top of the 9th. The Williamson 3 home runs has been the big clouds in this game. There's a look at the regional bracket. Milwaukee, yes, the 4th seed Milwaukee with the 13-8 win over the number 4 national seed and host Auburn yesterday 13-8. They await the winner's bracket tonight. Elimination games coming up in a few hours. 3 Eastern, 2 o'clock Central Time on ESPN. The Wolfpack need a bunch of base runners to have a chance, and Mikey Ryan, the shortstop, looks to get it started.
Yeah, to overcome this deficit, you need hit by pitches, you need walks, you need errors, and you need a couple big hits to string this thing along.
Ryan has been on base every time he's come up in this game. Last night, 2 singles and 2 walks. Also had a stolen base and an RBI. A guy that has been a hit machine. It's a big series, very big series in ACC play. Had a 6-hit series against Notre Dame, a couple of 3-hit games. 7 hits in the Duke series, 6 hits at the Wake Forest series. 1-2 pitch. And he's on base again. Yeah, Moran pulled way off the line at first base. And Ryan just served it right down that alley and into right field. He's on base for a 5th time, his 3rd hit.
Just such a nice piece of hit and fouls off the fastball. Here comes a breaking ball, a little bit elevated. All he does is tries to go the other way with it, doesn't try to do too much. Drills the ball right where the first baseman would have been had he not been shaded into the 43 hole.
Leadoff batter on for Sherman Johnson. Takes a strike. Sherman, who we watched closely last night, able to play, suffered a lower back injury in their last practice in Raleigh before making the trip. Had to be helped off the plane, had to be carried to the hotel room, the whole 9 yards, just to get some treatment going, but has not missed time, which is a credit to the young man.
He looks like he's stiff, and it's Ginger after that rundown, you know, keeping an eye on him, and the further away from the injury, the better things get. But their last night of swinging and playing third base, it's curious to see how he was going to come out this morning. He's not getting cheated.
No, and it's interesting because we have because of the resumption of this game, a bit of a unique perspective. We saw him late into the night last night. Now we see him here early in the morning, and I just saw a little bit of a tug there at that lumbar region as he's getting set back in the batter's box. Sure, he didn't get a ton of sleep last night. None of us did after the late night. But I'm sure there was another round of treatment whenever they got back to the hotel last night.
And then I'm sure it was probably sleeping with that device that we showed him in between innings. He's got a heating device that he'll put on over the jersey.
Goes around the midsection. Johnson sends one out to right center field. Ross going back, still going. He's to the warning track to run it down. Tagging from first going to second is Ryan, so he takes the 90 feet from first to second on a long fly out to center field before it's caught by Ross. Well, the NCAA Regionals, the coverage for all 16 sites continuing tomorrow on ESPN Plus as well as the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com. That's your home for all NCAA championships. Designated hitter Dalton Bargo, NC State batter. He played his freshman year at Mizzou, sophomore, junior years at Tennessee, and now 2026, his first year with NC State. Ayers lays in a strike, 1-1.
Bargo's from my hometown.
Omaha, Nebraska?
He'd like to get back to Omaha, Nebraska.
I bet so. I bet so. He went to a Westside High School, and you went to?
Omaha Northwest. So we got two Omaha people here in the crowd.
At least. There might be others we don't know about. 2 balls and a strike. Bargo had a 2-run base hit back in the first inning when NC State took that early 3-0 lead last night over UCF.
He might have had a little bit of time this morning to work in BP on a new bat.
True. Folks that were with us last night may remember he broke his aluminum bat basically just above where the grip is on the handle.
Breaking ball or something off speed off the end of the bat. That is a lot of usage to break an aluminum bat.
Yes, it really does take a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost like that old lollipop commercial. How many licks does it take to get to the center? Whatever. How many swings and contact does it take to break an aluminum bat? I'm sure it's in the hundreds of thousands, if not more.
Yeah.
Three balls and 2 strikes. For 10 with runners in scoring position in the game for NC State. That's in some regard how they left 10 base runners on in the first 5 innings. That's popped up on the infield. Coming down the line, Crespo in foul territory. Now keeps an eye on that and makes the catch. And NC State is down to their final out.
Nice communication. That was going to be a tough play for the catcher. The further it got away from home plate as the ball will tail back towards the infield.
So UCF one defensive out away from setting up a date with Milwaukee in the winners bracket later tonight. Sending NC State to an elimination game against the host Auburn Tigers. Strike one, Andrew Wiggins. Inside corner, and Anthony Lehrer has UCF a strike away.
Wiggins put a couple charges into the baseball last night, 2 for 4. Man, he gets that load back, and he hits some blistering balls up the middle.
All in 2 strikes. A strikeout ends the game. A game that concludes 16 hours and 15 minutes after it actually began. And a quick resumption, and UCF wins it 9-3. And Elite Avents Wolfpack now going to have the quick turnaround with their season on the line. 2 o'clock Central Time on ESPN, 3 Eastern, taking on Auburn. 9-3, UCF wins it. They'll play Milwaukee later tonight on the winner's side.
Yeah, UCF's offense came out swinging. Andrew Williamson had just an unbelievably special night. And now NC State has to turn around in a heartbeat and find a way to stay alive.
So UCF with their 32nd win of the season. Score the final 9 runs of the game to win 9-3. There's the official bracket, giving you a good look tonight around 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Milwaukee and UCF, so the 2 seed and the 4 seed in the winners bracket. And our first elimination game between the 1 and the 3, Auburn and NC State, is coming up in about 2.5 hours on ESPN. With both their seasons on the line. Well, it was quite a show put on last night by Andrew Williamson with his 3 home runs. And UCF into the winners bracket. NC State coming up shortly. It's going to take care of things for now. From here at Auburn, Alabama, for Greg Olson, great crew. Thanks for coming back with us for the resumption. UCF wins it over NC State 9-3. And for now, so long from Auburn, Alabama.